Historically, the summer months, they have always been considered one of the most lucrative periods of the year for commodity traders. So far, that trend, it's certainly living up to expectations. As July comes to a close and we head into August, stickier than expected inflation, a brewing global credit squeeze, and rapidly rising recession risk, they are now emerging as the three biggest and most explosive macro themes driving the financial markets right now. Throughout this month's reports, we routinely highlighted that commodity markets, they will move in very predictable trends, presenting savvy traders with a series of highly lucrative week-to-week opportunities to profit from the huge macro-driven rallies as well as the pullbacks. Once again, everything we identified with you, that has played out as expected. The week-to-week macro-driven trend we're seeing right now, that can be summarized as buy low, sell high, rinse and repeat, and do it all over again. The great news is this trend is here to stay and set to continue throughout the second half of the year with an action-packed calendar of economic events yet to come. There is no denying that the last 17 months they have been monumental for monetary policy, with central banks across the world ramping up their fight against stickier than expected inflation and raising rates by a record-breaking combined total of 3,840 basis points so far in this tightening cycle. Last week, policymakers at the Federal Reserve and the European Central Bank, they both voted to hike interest rates by another 25 basis points to the highest level seen in over 22 years. However, with inflation on a downward path in many of the world's major economies, expectations are running high that the end of the tightening cycle is near. Traders have already begun pricing in that the Federal Reserve will again skip a hike at their upcoming September FOMC meeting. But as always, it all depends on data. Between now and the September FOMC meeting, there are two highly crucial US employment reports, two inflation data releases, and the Federal Reserve's Jackson Hole Economic Symposium, which traders expect the Fed will use as a platform to announce the end of their hiking campaign. Each and every one of these explosive macro events between now and September FOMC meeting, that is guaranteed to be a license to print money, which traders will not want to miss out on. As the famous saying goes, success happens when preparations meets opportunity. If you're fully prepared and ready to capitalize on the huge money-making opportunities ahead, then it's not impossible to generate returns in 6 and 7 figure ranges over the next 60 days from now. In fact, Goldman Sachs, they've already begun preparing their clients for what they predict could be one of the most profitable quarters ever seen. And if you've been kicking yourself for missing out on some of the biggest trading events so far this year, and you still want to make 2023 your best year yet, then you've just been granted the ultimate opportunity. According to the world's leading economist, if any of the big three central banks, such as the Fed, European Central Bank, or Bank of England, if they signal a pause or even hint at ending their rate hike cycle, that alone, that will pour fuel on the fire and send commodity prices skyrocketing to all-time record highs. In fact, one of Wall Street's closely watched macro indicators, known as the Economic Surprise Index, that recently leapt into positive territory, which ultimately signals that the world's most powerful financial institutions, they see a huge opportunity brewing on the horizon for commodities. Extraordinary times, they create extraordinary opportunities, and right now we have opportunity on top of opportunity. This is the time that traders, they wait decades for, because it's times like these that make millionaires and billionaires out of regular people. There's lots of traders out there that completely missed out on two of the previous greatest wealth transfers in history, including the global financial crisis in 2008 and more recently the pandemic in 2020. The ones that saw the opportunity and knew how to capitalize, they accumulated life-changing wealth. But once again, we find ourselves at the forefront of one of the biggest wealth creation opportunities of all time. And this explosive cocktail of events that is currently unfolding, that now presents the third greatest wealth transfer of our lifetime. According to Bloomberg, 1 in 2 people, they've now turned to trading to protect their hard-earned wealth from devaluation, whilst also capitalizing on the high returns on offer in the new economic climate that we find ourselves in right now. More millionaires and billionaires will be made this time round than ever before. The only question is, will you be one of them? Definitely do not underestimate what you can achieve in the next 3 months, 6 months, or even 12 months from now. Here at the Gold and Silver Club, we're consistently banking over 10,000 points profit per month, which we've been transparently documenting through our weekly videos. If you're trading at one lot, that's $100,000. And if you're trading at 10 lots, that's $1 million. The majority of our clients at the Gold and Silver Club are utilizing our proprietary research-driven trading approach. They've already made in excess of 6 and 7 figures, and we're only halfway through the year. If you want to take advantage of these extraordinary markets and huge money-making potential on offer, then there's no better time than now. Go to jointhegoldandsilverclub.com to learn how a mentorship program can take your trading to the next level. Investing in yourself, it's the best investment you will ever make. Your future, it is created by what you do today. Make investing in yourself a priority because nobody else is going to do it for you. So with that, let's move over to the charts and we'll talk you through exactly what we look at here as we head into next week. So first of all, Brent crude oil. So as you know, we remain long Brent crude oil with our clients at the Gold and Silver Club from $73 per barrel. That trade into Friday's close is currently up over 1,100 points, with Brent crude oil breaking all the way back out to 3-month highs on Friday. Now, another position that I would definitely keep on the radar as we go into next week is gold. So we're long from $1,915 per ounce. So that trade at the moment is moving very nicely, with the price closing at $19.58 on Friday. What I would look at as we go into next week is we're going to be moving into a new month. We're moving into August from Tuesday onwards. We also have later on in the week the Bank of England on Thursday and also Friday's non-farm payroll. I'm looking for the potential for gold to get bid as we head into August. So again, we remain long this market from $1,915 per ounce. My expectation would be on Monday, because it's the very last trading day of July, either we may get a little bit more consolidation here before we start getting a bid, which may be an opportunity if we were to break back down towards the recent swing lows here. Obviously, if we were to see that magnitude of a sell-off, to then add further exposure. But otherwise, very simply, I'm looking to scale out of more profits if we see the usual breakout as we enter into the month of August. Particularly the first 2 weeks of August is where I'm looking at the potential for gold to start making a move, break back above the 2-month highs here, break above the swing highs, and start making that move back to $2,000 per ounce. So again, we're long from 19.15. As we get further breakouts to the upside, this is where I'd look to start scaling out and banking into strength on this market if we do see the usual price action, which is typical for the month of August. Very similar concept with platinum as well. So we remain long 2 positions from the swing lows going back to the beginning of July here. Remember, we talked you through this previously, expecting as you move into the second half of the year, as you move into the start of a new quarter, we were expecting inflows into multiple commodities. So if you have a look at where we put in the lows as we moved into the second half of the year here, so on multiple metals here, everything from platinum through to palladium to silver to gold, we put in the lows as we hit the very end of the last quarter, end of June, and then as we moved into July, this is where we had that slingshot move higher and we broke back out to 2-month highs essentially on multiple metals. And of course, oil has been on an absolute tear here, but again, the best opportunities to add to that trade were around quad witching at the end of June and right at the very last few days of the last quarter, right at the end of June, as we saw profit taking before we moved into the second half of the year and before we moved into Q3. All of that has played out. We also took the opportunity here on the dollar index where we broke back down towards the swing lows of 99.67 right at the start of July here to get a position on for a risk-off trade, which has actually worked out extremely well over the last couple of weeks, particularly after Wednesday's FOMC statement and also Thursday's European Central Bank announcement. That trade has so far it's delivered us 180 points profit, and that's been a lovely opportunity to capitalize on, alongside palladium where we took opportunity to get in at 11.90, and that trade actually has worked out very well. So far, we've been able to bank 1,000 points on that trade. So again, the game plan as we go into next week, we may see a little bit more profit taking and downside for the very last trading day of July on Monday for the 31st of July. But then my expectation would be you're going to see fresh capital inflows come back into the market once we hit the 1st of August. And typically throughout the first couple of weeks of August, these tend to be more supportive here to the metals especially. And that's where I would look at any opportunities on dips here if we were to see that at the beginning of next week to then add at best possible price in order to capitalize from the usual move that you get once you hit the month of August. That would be similar here on platinum, similar concept on silver, and also of course with gold here as well, which we're well positioned for to capitalize on any further breakouts to the upside. Again, there's just back-to-back opportunities to capitalize on right now. If you're not making money at the moment, you absolutely should be. Every single position that we have in the Gold and Silver Club portfolio right now with our clients is in profit. And of course, whatever long-term goal you're looking to achieve through trading, whether that's to create a full-time income, a second or replacement income, or just to earn a better return on your savings, now is the time to take action to really give yourself the gift of a better 2023. Yeah? If you want to maximize your money making potential and thrive, not just survive in these fast moving markets, then you need to adapt your strategy to the current market conditions. Most importantly, utilize a professional, research driven approach. One of the biggest obstacles that holds back 99% of retail traders from achieving their desired success, it's not having access to the correct professional strategies, institutional level data, and market intelligence to make confident decisions with accuracy and certainty. Yeah? There's a huge gap between the top 1% of professional traders and the bottom 99% of misguided retail traders who simply rely on outdated technical analysis and gimmicky technical indicators that do not work in these markets. If you want to get yourself out of the bottom 99% and into the top 1% who are actually crushing it and making 6, 7, and 8-figure returns in these markets right now, then you need to utilize a professional, research-driven approach, or you'll just end up wasting lots of time, money, and effort, and you'll have no results to show for all of your hard work. In these rapidly changing markets, you need to be constantly innovating and evolving. Technical analysis and outdated technical indicators, they will not work. Those days, they're long gone. If that's all you're relying on, then the odds are already stacked up massively against you. If you want to learn our exclusive research-driven approach that is never taught to retail traders and only reserved for professional traders in banks and hedge funds with access to powerful game-changing insights, including where banks and hedge funds are buying and selling in real time, the key liquidity zones so you can enter and exit the markets with pinpoint precision, alongside the fundamentals, the macroeconomics, the capital flows, the daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly real-time data-driven cycles and intermarket correlations, then you need to join our mentorship program. As we head into the second half of the year, we are in one of the greatest eras of wealth creation the world has ever seen. And if you want to successfully capitalize on the huge money-making opportunities ahead and build significant life-changing wealth, then there's no better time than now. If you want to upgrade your income, then you have to upgrade your skills. Never underestimate what you can achieve in the next few months from now with the right guidance and mentorship. Time is the most valuable commodity that we have. Make sure that you don't waste it. If you want to join our community of successful traders and take your trading to the next level, there is an opportunity for you to do so. As a member, you get access to our exclusive live trading room webinars. You get access to real-time trade ideas, access to institutional research and market intelligence, access to our private members academy website, and also support and one-to-one mentoring. For more information, just go to jointhelivetradingroom.com. The link is also below this report in the description. So just click on the link, make an application, and we will of course get in touch with you ASAP.